वैसे तो आपको हर चीज में प्रोटेक्शन चाहिए। धूप में निकलने से पहले सनस्क्रीन के साथ रेडी होते हो, क्रिकेट खेलने से पहले नी पैड्स लगा लेते हो और सोने से पहले मच्छरदानी लगा के सोते हो। तो फिर बात जब हाथों के जर्म्स की हो, तब प्रोटेक्शन गायब क्यों? इसीलिए सैवलॉन स्वस्थ इंडिया कहता है, अगर जर्म्स और बीमारियों से रखनी हो दूरी, खाने से पहले हैंड वॉश जरूरी।
Hello and Namaste. Welcome to another session of the Multilingual Bharat 3.0 initiative, Sahyog se Nirman Ek Sakaaratmak Samaj ka. This is a collaboration between Spectrum the Awareness Project and Radio Udaan, a series of conversation in regional languages where we bring to you parents, advocates and professionals from all walks of life, sharing their insightful journeys. Spectrum the Awareness Project is a parent support group which is committed to create awareness about the role of the community in supporting families of children with neurodivergent conditions and persons with disabilities. This year, the theme for us is changing mindset, making inclusion a reality. I'm your host, Sushma Tripathy. I'm a content writer, I'm a Mandala Art Consultant and a talk show host, and I have been a part of the core team member of Spectrum the Awareness Project. Joining me today is Shiv Mehta, a filmmaker, activist, and apart from that, he's also the board member of S&S Smile Foundation, our guest tonight. Welcome, Shiv. So good to have you here.
Thank you for having me.
Shiv, I would like you to talk about what inspired you to establish the S&S Smile Foundation.
So the S&S Smile Foundation came together as like a family project. We were always very interested in helping people and supporting those in need, which is one of the core tenets of the S&S Smile Foundation, that we help people who are underprivileged. And before we had the charity mechanism, there were a few obstacles when we were trying to do it more privately. So we decided to create the foundation to be able to use the tools and resources that NGOs have to help people and to, improve people's well-being and living.
Oh, lovely. That's a lovely thought, Shiv. Shiv, like you mentioned that, working closely with people for the people, and that is what SNS is all about. Could you please share, what are the some of the most common misconceptions or societal mindsets that you have come across in this journey?
Yeah, I think what a lot of people assume when there are these like really small foundations, especially in a country like Switzerland, that people are doing it simply to show off or to show they have influence and power, rather than understanding that there are people out there who genuinely want to help other people. And I think this pessimism has kind of risen with social media, with a lot of people being exposed as being fake or not real. So a lot of people are becoming more and more hesitant when they see newer charities and foundations coming with the proliferation of so much access to information and so many ways that people have to be more conscious and careful about what they do in today's day and age. So there has been a bit of pessimism, mistrust of people, particularly smaller foundations, that they're not really wanting to help people and are simply doing it to show off or to show that they have the resources to do something like this, rather than helping other people.
Yeah. Like you mentioned, these are something which has been repeatedly seen by you and, experienced or encountered. How, as a organization, as a foundation, you approach, these mindsets and work towards changing these mindsets, both, within the community where we are working, and also among the supporters. I'm sure there must be a lot of misconceptions with the people who support you also. So how you work on changing these mindsets?
When we created the S&S Smile Foundation, we were very clear about being transparent and open about what we do and ensuring that people really understand everything and that there's no distance, which helps, break down mindsets so people can really see what you're doing and really understand, which a lot of people, which is now the new normal. Because before there was a little bit of distance, back then people wouldn't demand as much transparency as there is today. People want to see more and more what's behind the curtain and want to be more included and have a deeper connection, which is what we strive to do with our foundation. Connect with people, ensure that we have a level of trust and understanding so we can work together to improve the society, improve the well-being of people, particularly those who are underprivileged, like underprivileged women who aren't able to go further with secondary education, or, helping underprivileged children with the building blocks that they need for education. For example, whether it's extra support because they're neurodivergent, or whether it's fee issues, or whether it's simply that they can't afford the uniform that they might need to go to school, or other obstacles that they face when it comes to getting their education and living the life that they deserve to live.
Yeah. That also brings into notice that how crucial the youth, plays a role in, breaking those mindsets, because they are some of the potential supporters which you have. So when you think about it, what do you believe that today's youth plays a role, and how can they play that role in transforming the societal attitudes towards inclusivity and empowerment?
When it comes to young people participating in change, and specifically in inclusivity and empowerment, it can simply just be a simple act of kindness. For example, when you're in school and you see somebody sitting there alone, no one's talking to them, maybe you would sit next to them, have a brief conversation. You might not become lifelong friends, but it's just nice to cheer people up and make them feel better. Because I feel like when we talk about inclusivity and empowerment, we think of like really, really big issues like climate change or human rights issues, and we don't really look at the smaller things we can do to contribute to a kinder, better world. It could also be simply, picking up the plastic bottle that you see on the side of the road that might become the fuel for creating more eco-friendly fashion and clothing using recycled bottles. We all have a role to play. Sometimes it's bigger, sometimes it's small, and I think young people can look towards acting locally, but thinking globally.
Lovely. Acting locally, but thinking globally. That brings me to the last, question for the session, Shiv. While you're working for the S&S Smile Foundation, you're working with all your supporters and for the members of the community. What is the message you want to give? What is that you want people to know about?
I think my message to the community is that we all have a voice and we all can do something. I think a lot of times in life we get tied down by our issues and problems, and we're like, what can we do? And sometimes it can be something really simple. It doesn't have to be very complicated. It could be that maybe you decide to reduce your food waste, or you decide instead of taking the car, you would go on a bicycle ride or spend more time with your family. It's the small things in life that matter when it comes to making bigger changes. Because I think a lot of times we get caught up in wanting to achieve something very big, but without taking the smaller steps to get there.
Yeah. So small things that matters, to create a bigger change. I think that is lovely put up, Shiv. Thank you so much for taking out your time and sharing your thoughts and the whole idea behind S&S Smile Foundation, and how you believe in the power of coming together and supporting for the community. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you for having me. It was lovely having this conversation.
Thank you. A huge thanks to our audience for being our support, being the lending ears, and being our messengers to spread this message far and wide, that we have to come together to change the mindset and bring inclusion, make inclusion into a reality. A big shout out to Mr. Danish Mahajan, founder of Radio Udaan, a motivational speaker, a disability right activist, and an inclusion champion, along with his team at Radio Udaan, for collaborating with us to spread this message to the community. Stay tuned for more sessions on regional languages talking about changing mindsets coming up in the next few weeks. Thank you. Bye-bye.
कानूनी चुनौतियों का सामना करना कठिन है। अगर आप दिव्यांग हैं तो कानूनी मुद्दे और भी जटिल हो सकते हैं। इसीलिए हम लाए हैं आपके लिए जस्टिस कनेक्ट। जस्टिस कनेक्ट, अ प्रो बोनो लीगल एडवाइस यानी निशुल्क कानूनी सलाह। हर गुरुवार शाम 5:30 से 6:30 बजे तक राहुल बजाज और अमर जैन जुड़ेंगे आपसे, ताकि आपको मिले एक अनुभवी, समर्पित और सर्वोत्तम न्याय मार्गदर्शन। जस्टिस कनेक्ट दिव्यांगजन के अधिकार, पारिवारिक न्याय, संपत्ति कानून और शिक्षा कानून में विशेषता रखता है। हर गुरुवार कॉल करें राहुल बजाज 9890281068 पर, अमर जैन 9892622230 पर। जस्टिस कनेक्ट, अब लीगल एड सबके लिए।